We don't want to just create products and be less bad. What we want to do is create a vision on what does good ultimately look like for Nike. And so we took a long time to figure that out. And for us, it's about creating closed-loop product. It's about taking materials from an old shoe, an old shirt, grinding it up, and turning them into a new shoe and a new shirt. We want to design products with fewer materials. We want to design for disassembly. And we want to make it easy for people to recycle products. So once we figured out what our vision was, we wanted to make sure that everybody in the company shared that vision. So we created a little video, and it was really because we wanted to make sure that everyone at Nike was focusing in the same direction. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to share that with you now.
This is not a shoe. It's an ethos. A shoe that is reborn as a tennis court, or a basketball, or another shoe, a better shoe. A faster, lighter, stronger shoe can't still be called a shoe, can it? When a shoe runs its course, when it has surpassed its shelf life, when it has passed its prime and seen better days, when it has pushed us to greater goals, is that it? Is that the end? Why does it have to have a shelf life? Or for that matter, why does anything else? What if we remove the shelf? What if the cycle was a closed loop, where anything could become anything? A shoe into a shoe, or a shoe into a shirt. A shoe can't change the world, but an ethos can.
So we went out and we shared that video with our design teams. And we really started with our designers, because our designers are our innovators in the companies. They are the ones who really touch the product at the very inception of the idea, and they can have the largest impact downstream. And so for us, we went out and we made sure that everybody understood what we were trying to get after. And we asked them to create more sustainable products. And we were waiting for all these great results, but the reality is they didn't actually know where to start. Because sustainability is pretty daunting. They didn't know whether you focus on waste, do you focus on water, do you focus on toxics, do you focus on energy, where do you focus? And they all had the best intentions. They all wanted to do great things. They just didn't know where to start. And so one of the areas that we focused on is we created tools for them to make it easy for them to make good choices. One of the things about Considered, a lot of times people think Considered is a product line, but Considered is really not a product line. Considered is really an ethos of the company. In fact, that was one of the key things when Mark Parker, when I first took this job 5 years ago, we had the conversation. He said, if Considered ultimately is a product line, then we failed. But if it's an ethos and it changes how we design everything at Nike, then we've really succeeded. So what we did was we set overall company targets. We said that we wanted 100% of our footwear to be considered by 2011, and we wanted 100% of our apparel to be considered by 2015. So I have to tell you, in our world, we just got through spring 2011. You guys can be the first group to know, how did we do, right? Did we get 100% of all of our new product to be considered? So I'll tell you, from our vision, we smashed our target. We ended up where 98% of all of our new product is going to be considered. So just to put that into perspective for you, that means that we've reduced waste by 19% across the board within footwear. We've increased our use of environmentally preferred materials by 20%. And we have maintained our reductions in VOCs, volatile organic compounds, 95% as a company. So when we talk about waste, for example, like a 19% reduction in waste across the board, just to kind of put that into perspective for you, that's the equivalent of not producing 15 million pairs of shoes. So these are significant numbers, and it's because we're not focusing on a few products, we're focusing on everything that we ultimately create.